Hey everyone, John here from testprepinsight.com, and today I'm going to be directly comparing three of the biggest names in LSAT prep. I'm talking Kaplan versus Princeton Review versus Blueprint. Now, I personally used Princeton Review a few years ago myself when I scored a 170 on the LSAT, but luckily since then I've had a chance to get under the hood of all three of these courses and really test out and evaluate all their materials so I could break them down for you here today. So I think if you keep an open mind, this video review should be all you need to make an informed purchase decision. So if you're ready, let's get to it. Okay, let's jump right in. So let me just start by saying that the prep courses from Kaplan, Princeton Review, and Blueprint are all top-notch. I mean, honestly, that's probably why you're watching this video in the first place. And they all generally provide the same study materials, right? Like live online classes, on-demand video lessons, practice tests, prep books, you know the works. So instead of covering each minute detail, I think it's going to be much more helpful if I discuss the major differences between the three companies and what makes each one unique so you can settle on the prep course that best fits your personal study preferences. Then at the end, I'll circle back for a quick recap summary, and then I'll tell you which prep course I think is the best overall. But if at any point during this video you want a little bit more information or detail on Kaplan, Princeton Review, or Blueprint, you've got a couple options. I'll drop links down in the description below over to each company's website, which will give you more information on those courses directly, as well as links over to our website where I have full detailed written reviews on each course. Or you can always just Google Test Prep Insight, Best LSAT Courses. That's a great way to get there too. Okay, now let's kick off this mega comparison by talking about Blueprint. And if you leave this video with one key takeaway regarding Blueprint, it has to be their top-notch video lessons. They are the best in the industry and it's not even close. In these lessons, your instructor appears on screen, and as they break down a concept or problem, various notes, graphics, and cartoons appear around them. As you can see, Blueprint actually tries to make these lessons fun, which is kind of refreshing. These dynamic notes, images, and diagrams, when combined with a handful of naturally funny instructors, make for some seriously interesting and engaging lessons. But beyond the video lessons, I was also super impressed with the structure and quality of the Blueprint course. Each student is provided a personalized study plan, which lays out exactly what to study and when, which is super helpful for staying on track. But essentially, this is how the curriculum is structured. You watch a video lesson or two, then you're given a quiz to make sure you were paying attention and understand the concept discussed, and then you move on to a batch of homework, which consists of drills, problem sets, and more. And the homework actually adapts to your skill level as you progress, making it easier to work your way up to the harder concepts. And from there, it's rinse, lather, and repeat until you're an LSAT master. So all in all, if you're the type of learner who prefers super engaging video lessons over dense textbooks as the basis of your curriculum, and you're looking for a streamlined and effective course structure, it's just hard to beat Blueprint, all things considered. Okay, next up is Princeton Review. But before I forget, make sure to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and drop us a comment below. No other company does this much research to make sure you're making the right test prep choices, so any support you can show us really means a lot. Okay, so as compared to Blueprint, Princeton takes more of a traditional approach to LSAT prep. Whereas Blueprint relies heavily on their cartoon-style on-demand video lessons and sleek new age digital platform, Princeton relies on their tried and true learning experience that consists of live instruction, a hard copy prep book to follow along and take notes, and group engagement. This method has worked for decades and makes Princeton Review one of the safest prep options around. And for me, one of the highlights of the Princeton course is their live online instructors. They're really what make the Princeton course tick. Most have scored in a 98th percentile or better on the LSAT themselves and know the test inside and out, which combined with some super strong communication skills and a passion for their students and the subject matter, you've got a recipe for success. And not only that, your Princeton Review live online instructor is also accessible to you by phone or email outside of class, which is a feature I personally tested and found to be extremely beneficial. And I should also probably mention that when comparing pricing between the flagship courses from Princeton, Kaplan, and Blueprint, Princeton Review is actually the most affordable. Not by much, they're all in the same general ballpark. You're looking at around $1,100 to $1,400, but Princeton Review does land near the lower end of that range. With that said, all three companies regularly run discounts and special promotions, so chances are you won't end up paying full price anyways. I'll do my best to update that text below the video screen with any coupons or codes that might be floating around out there to help save you some serious cash, so make sure to check that out. Okay, the last course up today is Kaplan. But the big takeaway here is all about the sheer amount of LSAT resources they provide. Kaplan gives you stacks on stacks on stacks of work to do. And I mean this in the best of ways. They provide hundreds of hours of video lessons, thousands of practice problems, drills, prep book material, problem explanations, and much more. But ultimately, Kaplan takes more of a one-size-fits-all approach to LSAT prep, and I just wouldn't put them in the same Tier 1 category along with Princeton and Blueprint. It just kind of feels like they haven't kept up with the times like the other two. Okay, so now that I've covered the key highlights of each course, let's take a step back so you can see each one side by side. I think that's really going to help you make a final decision. But before I forget, I should also mention, every single month we give away a free prep course to one of our subscribers to help them prep. There's just 3 simple things you need to do to be entered to win. I'll toss those up on the screen right here, and I'll also have all the details down in the description below. It's super simple, really easy, will take you less than 30 seconds, and you have a chance to win a free LSAT prep course. Okay, now let's kick it off by talking about Blueprint. And the 2 key takeaways are awesome video lessons and an effective course structure. If you're the type of student who needs to have a little fun, stay energized, you want constant quizzes and homework assignments to keep you engaged and productive, then there's no question Blueprint is right for you. With Princeton, the 2 key takeaways are traditional course structure and top-notch instruction. Pretty simple. If you're an old school type of student who prefers live instruction and following along and working problems in your prep book, then Princeton's gonna be your jam. And finally, there's Kaplan, who provides a mountain of LSAT resources. If you're the type of student who prefers hours upon hours of lessons and practice problems and other resources, then Kaplan may be right for you. But for me, after testing each course, I have to give the nod to Blueprint. I just think they offer the most effective and well-rounded LSAT prep course on the market, period. And honestly, knowing what I know now, if I could go back in time, I would choose Blueprint over Princeton Review for my own LSAT prep. Alright, that's all I have for you today. I hope this video review has been helpful. If you learned a little something or we helped you out anyway, make sure to return the favor by subscribing to our channel, liking this video, and dropping us a comment below. That would be hugely appreciated. And if you want to learn more about the LSAT or see full detailed written reviews of any of the courses we talked about here today, make sure to jump over to our website, testprepinsight.com, where we have a ton of great content all about the LSAT. As always, best of luck. We'll see you in the next one.